Welcome to this quick PM flow, a remix of the daily decompression for the spine. I was asked special request to make this wrist-free. I had a great brainstorming session and this is what I've come up with. So, what you will need for this practice is either a chair or to set up next to a wall for support. Go ahead and grab what you need and we'll get started. Let's start in child's pose. So come to the back of your mat and find your favorite variation of child's pose. Allow the arms to walk forward and melt down into the pose. We're just going to let ourselves relax here and breathe. From here, gently lift the head and walk your hands over towards the upper left corner of your mat. This will help stretch out the right side of the body. Make sure that the shoulders stay parallel to the ground, and then let yourself melt into the pose. Again, we'll stay for a few breaths. On your next breath, gently lift the head, walk the hands through center and over to the upper right corner of your mat. Now stretching out the left side of the body, shoulders parallel to the ground, and then melt into your child's pose. On your next breath, bring yourself back to your neutral child's pose, centering the torso. Make sure those arms are about shoulder width apart. Spread the fingers and press down through the mat. We're going to walk forward into Happy Puppy. So coming up onto the knees, bring them parallel and tuck the toes if you need a little extra anchor. From there, walk the arms forward and make sure that your hips stay over the knees as best you can. Happy Puppy is a wonderful opener for the shoulders, but also provides a nice stretch and compression for the spine. Now you can always prop here underneath the chest, underneath your armpits, if it's too intense. We'll stay here for about 5 breaths. On your next inhale, lift the head and gently start to shift yourself forward towards Sphinx pose, letting those hip bones come down to the mat. Let the toes release. Elbows are under the shoulders, palms press down into the mat. Roll those shoulders back and lengthen up through the neck and the upper spine. So this is still a back bend, but the compression has shifted slightly in the spine. Okay, so now we're going to work our way back and forth between Happy Puppy and Sphinx. So to do this, we're going to start to initiate with the crown of the head. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, tuck the chin to the chest, and as you do so, you'll notice that the hips start to lift. Go with that motion. Hips lift, and then shift back and find your Happy Puppy. You can tuck the toes here if you need to, and change the legs for support. From here, now we're going to start with the tail. So scoop the belly, tuck the tail underneath, roll through the spine, and find your way to Sphinx, letting the toes release. Take your inhale. Exhale, tuck the chin. Pelvis lifts, move back to happy puppy. Exhale. Inhale, tuck the pelvis, rolling through. Exhale as you shift. Now you can coordinate the breath any way you'd like to. We're going to go through this a few more times. So letting the chin tuck. Shifting back into your puppy. Then tuck the pelvis. Head is the last thing to reach the Sphinx pose. Tucking the chin. Let the pelvis lift as it will. Shifting back into puppy. Tuck the pelvis, roll through that spine. Coming back to Sphinx. Let's go one more time. Good. From here, open the elbows, stack the hands, and rest in crocodile pose. If your lower back is a little unhappy right now, bend the legs at the knees and gently windshield wiper the legs from side to side. From here, bring the legs back to neutral. Let them extend long underneath you. We're going to make our way into no. Bring the elbows underneath the shoulders. Gently press back so that you're kind of in a halfway between puppy and Sphinx, and then walk the knees forward and gently come up to a seated position. Now, this is where we're going to use the wall or the chair. So go ahead and grab your chair if you're using it and bring it to the top of your mat and gently come up to a standing position. We want the seat of the chair to face us so that the back of the chair is a bit of a distance away. We're going to bring the palms of the hands onto the top of the chair and then walk the feet back so you're in a modified downward facing dog. Now, we don't want the feet to be too far away from the chair for what we're going to do next. So make sure that you're nice and steady. You can stand on those feet without the chair, right? So you want to make sure your balance is on the legs. From there, you're going to extend the right leg up and back. Doesn't matter how high it goes. Press down through the right hand into the chair. Left arm extends. So we got this opposite arm leg balance. Take a nice inhale here. As you exhale, scoop the belly. The belly initiates the curve in the spine. Elbow and knee come together in front of you. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull it in. Keep pressing down with that right arm into the chair. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull it in. And now place that right foot down onto the mat. And we're going to shift back into low lunge. So the left foot steps back. Gently ease down into that low lunge. Hands can either stay on the chair or on your thigh. Back toe can do what you want. If you want more anchor, you can tuck the toe. If you don't need it, you can just release it, or honestly, whatever feels best for that ankle. We're going to move into a twist from here. So you have a few options. You can rest your forearm on the chair and gently twist using the other forearm in line with the thigh. So you have a nice straight line here. They're parallel, and just gently press the forearm against the thigh to twist. That way you're not using the wrists. Your other options is to take both hands to the outer hip and thigh and twist. Or instead of prayer hands, because this folds the wrists, take a fist and a palm and go around like this. Tuck the elbow and you have a twist. Gently bring it back to neutral. Hands and wrists onto the mat. Tuck the back toe. Start to scooch that knee forward. Come up to a high lunge-ish. And we're going to find that downward facing dog pose again on the chair. Now, since we did one side, now we have to do the other. Weight is in the right foot. Left leg extends up and back. Right arm floats off the chair. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, curl the spine. Knee and elbow together in front of you. Inhale, extend the arm and leg. Exhale, scoop the belly, pull it in. Inhale, extend, press down through that left hand. Exhale, scoop it in. 2 more times. From here, left foot steps down in front of you. Release the hands off the chair. Step the right leg back And find your low lunge. Easing into that low lunge. Now moving into the twist. So your options again, forearm and elbow on the chair, parallel forearm against the thigh and gently twist. 2 hands on the outer thigh and twist, or fist and palm, tuck the elbow and twist, whichever intensity you'd like to move into. Good, on your inhale, come back to neutral. Exhale where you need, bring the forearms onto the chair, tuck the back toes, start to inch your weight forward. Gently bring yourself up onto your feet, turn around, and sit. You want to sit towards the front edge of the mat, so you're right up on your sit bones. Hands can rest on your legs however you're comfortable. And we'll take a little seated cow and cat. On your inhale, lifting the heart, letting the tail shoot back behind you. Then exhale, scoop the belly and curl into cat. Inhale, moving into cow. Exhale, curl into cat. Now be mindful here that you're not using the shoulders to create the movement in the spine. Since this is a decompression of the spine, make sure that your abdominals and your lower back are what's initiating the movement. Let's go one more time. From here, come to a nice neutral spine. Just take a breath or two. Make sure you're not dizzy. And we're gonna come up to a standing position. And we're gonna move that chair off the mat now, off to the side. We won't really need it for the rest of the practice. In the original flow, this part was down dog to plank, and we articulated through the spine from one to the other. We're going to do the same thing with the spine, but in a standing position. So I'm going to stand sideways so that you can see the movement through the spine. Legs are in parallel like a Tadasana. And we're going to start with the crown of the head. So as you tuck the chin, you're going to roll down until you see your belly button or your pelvis. We don't want the head to go any lower than that. From there, imagine that you're putting your head through a mouse hole. So the head comes through and the spine starts to straighten and the pelvis straightens out. From here, as you exhale, scoop the belly. We're going to start the movement from the pelvis, scooping and rolling up to a nice vertical spine. The chin tucks, keep the belly engaged, only down to the pelvis. Head goes through the mouse hole, tuck the pelvis, roll back up to vertical. Good, going again, tuck the chin, head to the pelvis, then move through that mouse hole, tuck the tail, and roll it up. Let's go 2 more times. One last time. Nice. On this last one, tuck the chin, roll all the way down into Uttanasana, and just let yourself dangle here. Let the palms flip up, bend the knees if you need to. We do want stretch through the spine. We want it to relax, but we don't want the lower back to feel any pain here. Make sure that you bend the knees enough that the lower back is happy and pain-free. If you'd like a little bit more intensity here, you can take the hands and just gently interlace the fingers so you have a little bit of a V shape going on. And bring the hands behind the head. The pinky edge of the hand is just resting on the base of the skull. Elbows drop, shoulders drop. This gives you a little extra weight to give a little extra stretch. One more breath here. Gently release the arms down. Start to bend the knees even more. On your inhale, lift yourself about halfway up. Hands can come to the thighs. Exhale here. Take another breath here. We want to make sure we don't get dizzy. And then bend the knees even more. Roll up through that spine and come up to vertical. Go ahead and give the shoulders a little bit of a roll. Good. All right, so from here we find warrior two. Right leg in front, left leg behind. Being mindful, of course, of the alignment, knee over the middle of the foot, arms extend out to the side. We're going to take one of my favorite flows, reverse warrior to triangle pose. So when you're ready, on your inhale, flip the front palm, exhale, reach it up and back. Inhale through neutral, straighten the leg, exhale, triangle pose. Inhaling up, flip the palm, exhale, reverse warrior, bending that front knee. Inhale through neutral, exhale, triangle pose, and we'll go one more time. Inhaling as you rise, bend the knee, exhale up and back. Inhaling through neutral, exhale, triangle pose. Inhaling, coming up through vertical, exhale, bring your hands to your hips, turn the toes inward, balance out those heels, we take our Presrita. So legs are wider than the hips, toes turn inward, stand up nice and tall. Exhale, start to hinge at the hips and bring yourself forward. Now just coming to a gentle touch of the fingertips here. There's really no weight here on the hands, so don't shift your weight fully into the hands to catch yourself, right? Your weight is in the middle of the feet so that you can hold yourself up with the abdominals. As you exhale, allow yourself to fold forward even more. And if you're worried about the wrist, turn the palms upward. And again, we're just going to dangle here for a little bit, being mindful that the weight does not shift back into the heels. One more breath here. On your next inhale, lift the head, bring yourself only halfway up. Exhale, bend the knees deeply. Inhale, come all the way up through vertical. Exhale, let's find warrior two on the second side, so the left leg outwardly rotates. Find that alignment of the knee. Arms out to your side to a T, and let's flow. Inhale, flip the palm. Exhale, up and back. Inhale through neutral. Exhale, triangle pose. Inhale through neutral, bend the knee. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, triangle pose. One last time. Inhaling, coming up. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, triangle pose. Inhale, come up through vertical. Exhale, hands to the waist. Let's take Presrita again. Nice and tall through the spine. Exhale, bend at the hips. Finding that nice flat back. And here's where we move into the twist. So let's bring the right fingertips forward. As you exhale, the left threads underneath. Try to find the shin, the ankle, the foot, and be mindful that the hips don't shift along with you. Try to keep them as parallel to the ground as possible. Peek underneath that right armpit to enjoy a full twist through the spine. One more breath. On your inhale, bring yourself back through neutral, straightening out the spine. And we move to the other side. So left fingertips are now in front, right threads underneath. Find the shin bone, the ankle, or the foot. And let yourself fold and twist, keeping those hips nice and level with the ground. Good, one more breath. And gently release that right hand. Bring your spine about halfway up. Exhale where you need to. We're going to move into Malasana from here. So heel toe, the feet a little bit closer. If Malasana is no good for you or your hips, then you can just come to a seated position. You're just going to stay here for a few breaths, allowing yourself to sink in. And then from here, gently sit. If you plop, you plop. And let's find a nice straddle position. Sitting up nice and tall. We're going to take a side bend here. So as you exhale, you're going to lean over to your left. The left arm can either come in front of you with the fingertips pointing towards the ankle, or turn it so the palm is down in front of the pelvis, whichever one feels more secure to you. As you side bend, make sure that the ribs aren't popping out in front of you, but you're right up on those sit bones. And the right hand can either press down into the thigh, or for more intensity, sweep it up and over the ear. Neck stays nice and long. You can either look down towards the leg, straight ahead, or if the neck allows it, you can look upward towards the ceiling. And we'll stay here for a few breaths. One more full breath. On your inhale, slowly and mindfully come back up to vertical. Stay for a breath. And we move to the other side. Inhale the arms out to your side to a T. And then exhale, side bend towards the right, so you're stretching out the left side of the body. Again, the bottom arm can go in whichever position feels best for you. Top arm can either extend or come down to the thigh. Be mindful of the neck placement so that you're not letting the ear drop down to the shoulder, but instead keeping the integrity of the line of the spine. Good. On your next inhale, gently come up through vertical. Exhale where you need to. Use your hands to help close those legs. And we're going to find our way onto the back. So make sure that you have enough space behind you as you lay down so that your head ends up on the mat. But from here, let's take a little bit of a hip opener since the spine and the pelvis are connected. We want them to be happy together. So taking a reclined pigeon pose, right leg crosses over the left and gently pull the legs toward you. If you want more intensity here, press the right elbow against the thigh as you're pulling the legs toward you. From here, gently release the arms, let them come out to your side to a T. We're going to take a spinal twist here, and you have options with the legs. You can leave them crossed as they are and just lower the legs to the left. You can super cross them and lower them to the left, or don't cross them at all and keep them parallel and go to the left. If you're not sure, then try each one and see what feels best for you. And however the head is comfortable, either looking straight up or looking away from the legs. We'll stay here for a couple breaths and just let yourself melt and relax into the twist. On your next inhale, bring yourself back up through vertical. And we'll take pigeon pose on the other side. So balance out those hips if you need to. Left ankle crosses over the right thigh, and then bring the legs towards your chest. Enjoying this nice hip stretch. Gently release the hands off the legs and move into your spinal twist, leg position of your choice. Letting the legs gently lower to the right side of the body. From here, bring your legs back up to neutral, balance out that pelvis, and find your way into your Shavasana. Legs about mat width apart, let them fall to their natural rotation. Arms by your sides, palms up, and arms no higher than the shoulders. If you're chilly, bring a blanket over you. You can cover the eyes if you'd like it to be a little bit darker. Allow your whole body, mind, and spirit to relax and take rest. Gradually start to deepen your breath. Find energy in the fingers, toes, wrists, ankles, hands, and feet. Extend the arms up overhead. Bring the legs together long underneath you for a nice long stretch through the body. Gently pull the knees in towards the chest. Give a little rock from side to side. And then roll onto your right side, fetal position, using the bottom arm as a pillow for your head. Gently press yourself up to a seated position. Eyes remain closed. Hands either pressed together at your heart center or one hand on your heart and one on your belly. And take a few moments here to check in to see how you feel after this practice. Hopefully the spine and the back feel a little bit more liberated, decompressed, lighter. And take a few moments here for some gratitude, something you're thankful for in this moment, and a few reasons why. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste. Let me know how you felt after doing this practice in the comments below. Please share this video if you know someone who might enjoy it. And please consider a donation to help support the production of more fabulous yoga videos for you. Have a beautiful day. Namaste, my friends.
Be well and remember to breathe. See you next time.